My name is Steve Layton, and I travel the world finding amazing and delicious coffee for you to drink at home. Some make coffee difficult to understand and complicated, but here it's my job to make it easy and fun and tell you what's in my mug.
Hello everybody and welcome to In My Mug, episode 440. Thank you for joining me as always. This is going to be one of those weird ones where I'm going to be looking at people around me while I'm recording this because I'm doing it in public. I really shouldn't do In My Mug in public. But I'm currently in Uniqlo's flagship store, which is in Oxford Street, where we have a pop-up going on behind, which is Hand, which is Has Been and Uniqlo. We're here for the next 2 months, 2 and a bit months. We've been here for a few weeks, and I've been down in London for London Coffee Festival, where we've had a stand with Chemex and been working there. So yeah, I thought I would do the first bit here before whizzing back to the roastery to do the tasting. The reason I'm going to do the tasting now and not here is that we don't do espresso here. It's all hand brewed in handmade cups. We do a tasting flight of 3 different coffees that changes every day and 3 different teas that doesn't change every day, but it's equally delicious. And we're working with some really special partners, with Kalita and with Marco and Lalami and Co tea, and we have a beautiful tea. It's really pretty. You should come down and check it out. So this week's coffee comes from one of my all-time favourite farms. You know that I love this farm. It's Fazenda Cachoeira. Fazenda Cachoeira is in Sao Paulo state, but it's actually on the border of Minas Gerais. It's probably more Minas Gerais style of coffee than it is Sao Paulo. It is a naturally processed coffee. We know what naturally processed means. It means the cherry was left on, dried in the sun, and then the cherry was removed off it afterwards. And it is a Canario varietal. And Canario is a varietal that's been developed amongst the Bourbon Group farms that are in this cluster in Minas Gerais and in a tiny bit in Sao Paulo state. So we should go and look at the map bit and understand where this farm is, and I'll be back with you in just a moment.
So welcome to this week's map bit, and welcome to the Has Been Towers located in central England in Staffordshire. And we are going across the Atlantic Ocean, and we are going to the continent of South America, and in particular Brazil. So in Brazil, the most popular surname is Silva. Who knew? I actually know a Silva from Brazil, so that must be the Smith of there. But let's focus down to the border of Sao Paulo and Minas Gerais and the farm of Fazenda Cachoeira, one of my forever favourites, as I've already been saying. Here we have the drying area. We've got the patios in front, and to the left of that building it's a storeroom. That's a tractor. Hello, tractor. But that's on the drying patios. And this is just a little bit showing you how manicured this farm is. I remember the first time I visited, I commented it looked a little bit like the Disneyland of coffee farming because it was just so manicured and perfect. And this is the Cachoeira. Cachoeira is Portuguese for waterfall, and of course the name of this farm. So let's just see if we can get down a little bit, and let's go for the highest and lowest parts of Brazil. So the highest point is Pica de Neblina, which is 2,994 metres above sea level, and the lowest point is the Atlantic Ocean, which is wet and big. And that was this week's map bit.
So that was the map bit. So Gabriel, who owns the farm, he's actually now a coffee roaster in Canada, as well as owning and managing the farm from afar. He goes back during the harvest and helps with things to do with that, but most of the time his children are going to school in Canada, so he's based himself there. I'm fairly sure Gabriel has a restraining order out on me still because I'm a bit of a fanboy. Cachoeira was the first coffee farm where I really got to understand what coffee could be and how really delicious it could be. So I'm going to whap you now on pause, and we're going to go and do the fact file.
fact file, fact file, fact file. And the normal proviso, figures may change because I got them wrong, because I'm a bit dim. But let's look at the country of Brazil. And Brazil, the total land area of Brazil is 8.5 million square kilometres. 8.5, that's huge, and it is such a huge country. They are the biggest coffee producer by a long way for specialty. Produce around about 49 to 52 million bags a year, 60 kilo bags. Most common varietals, you have Bourbon, you have Typica, you have Cachoeira, you have Cachoeira, you have Mundo Novo. There's a whole heap of varietals from Brazil. Coffee tends to be grown between 600 and 1300 metres above sea level, and that's as high as it really gets for a lot in Brazil. And we are super proud to work with 10 amazing farms in Brazil. Really is a great place. So let's know a little bit about Cachoeira. So it's Canario varietal. It's owned by the Carvalho Diaz family, farmed currently by Gabriel. Varietal is Canario, altitude of 1100 to 1250 metres above sea level. It's a naturally processed coffee from the Sao Paulo state, near to San Sebastião de Grama and Poços de Caldas. And that was this week's Fact File. So Cachoeira means waterfall, and it is the most beautiful waterfall on the farm. Really, really pretty place, and a really, really amazing farm. I'm going to whap you on pause, and by the magic of the internet, I'm going to be back at the roastery, and we're going to do the tasting of this coffee, and yeah, be back with you in just a second. And by the power of Virgin Trains and the internet, I am back. Going to dive straight into the espresso. This is what I love about the naturals from Brazil, is that just the cleanliness of them. You actually barely notice it's a natural. The only thing that really gives it away is it's got lots of body. And instead of that typical milk chocolate flavour, it's much more of a dark chocolate flavour. Dark chocolate's a descriptor I don't like to use so much because it's so easy to find a chocolate of some sort in coffee, but this one really does fit. But the way I'm going to describe the espresso is, think dark chocolate on a biscuit. So you know, like a chocolate biscuit, a McVitie's chocolate biscuit, but the dark chocolate one's very, very much that. Very much. I'm going to go into the cap. Powerful coffee flavour, that big body of the espresso really pushes through the milk, really gives it a little bit of oomph and a little bit of presence. That's a really, really good cappuccino. A really good cappuccino. Thank you to Sonali as well for doing this week's. Like a little addition to the set as well. I forgot to talk to you about this. This is my little globe for the map bit. Now, next time I say map bit, I'll be like, the map bit. Anyway, I don't know why I did the weird voice. So, as always, the brewed coffee for me opens up this coffee. And yes, the dark chocolate is there. Yes, the digestive biscuit sweetness is there. But what comes through here is the orange sweetness. There's like an orange acidity and an orange sweetness that isn't present in these two. The kind of dilution of that coffee and dilution of the flavour has really brought it through. I love Canario as a varietal. I love Cachoeira as a farm. I'm a big natural fan, as you know. What's not to love about this coffee? Thank you for joining me. Please get and see Hand at some point if you can. And do remember, life is definitely too short for